Hello and welcome back to Tectonica. I have been basically babysitting the game while we scale through time. From time to time, I have placed down some Mark II assemblers to build various parts. You'll see I've got a decent stock down on the lower line. Didn't really build any more um, in the way of drills or furnaces yet. This required some work. We had some problems, continuing problems. We have continuing problems with the plant matter fiber. Got up this morning and turned on the game and ran around to check things out, and all of my explosives were stopped because, for some reason, the inserters weren't picking from the verticals for the plant matter fiber. Again, I had to place the plant matter fiber verticals again and verify that they were working again. But something is causing that to not do the right thing. And I'm wondering if maybe I'm getting a little bit too fancy in there. Well, I will continue tinkering things together as they break. That's another reason to keep your factory small scale. I mean, Sparks is pushing to scale up. I know from experience that if you scale up as you go, you end up in the end dumping your frame rate on the floor. And we're not talking graphic frame rate, we're talking engine frame rate, which means if I move forward like that by holding down W, when I release the key, instead of stopping immediately like it did there, it will just keep going for a while. And if you are digging out a cavern and you release that W key, you may find yourself going forward for another minute or two. At least it seems like it. And it's not a graceful sliding to halt either. I mean, it's long enough that I'm like turning myself around to try to keep from dropping off the edge of the platform and all of that. So I am aggressively chasing the idea of keeping things small, keeping things compact, preferring to wait for time rather than place down machines. Now, it does mean that if I want to build 9 different things, I'll put down 9 different assemblers and load them up. But once I have built what I want to build, I pick them back up again. The infinites, cases like the science, we're building 4,000 cubes. So we have a bunch of machines out here, and they've got a couple of boxes that will run out at 4,000. But other than that, they are pulling from our bus. So it's a production line, but its lifetime, as I said, is going to be limited by these things. That's fine. We have explosives being generated, and I anticipate that we will need a large number of explosives in the future. In fact, let me put an explosive on a bar. I think I can. That's odd. Okay, so I didn't realize I could do this. It used to be. Oh, I've got bar number 1 locked on the bottom, so bar number 2 is scrolling. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I am going to clear my bars, and we are going to reset these to what we want them. So bar number 1, scanning and digging on the left, and upgrading and OmniSeeker on the right. And logistics are going to be belts. We still have an automated belt Mark II. We've got belt Mark III unlocked, but we look at the things we need for it there. We can't do that yet. There we go. I'm going to lock that in place. So that's my logistics and exploration buttons. Production. I'm going to put this bar number 2 will be for building things. We haven't built any mining drills yet. Look at what it requires. We're not quite there yet. Could do it, but they're kind of expensive. I will probably automate those soon. These I will place down some machinery. Power. We're actually running a little low. So I have made some more water wheels and crank generators and such. We started running out. In fact, my charge went to 0. So I went up and I used the replace tool to put down the Mark II crank generators everywhere I could. I used all of them, all that I picked up. And I then made some more. So we're ready to go. We're going to go fix that power supply real quick. I think that's ready to go. And up on bar number 3, this is going to have a couple of extra things on it. I'm going to put my my mining charges there. I'm not sure anything else is really ready to go. Let's put our calcite here, starting at, say, F5. Let's see. Let's do lights and 1x1 power floors and 1x1 calcite, 3x3 calcite, 5x5 calcite, and I'm going to use these as my normal stairs. These are 3 wide and 3 high. 2 of these in a row gives you a lot of nice headroom. It means an assembler, you can run a belt over the top of an assembler underneath the floor that you would put on the next level up if you did the 2 3x3s. So we're good to go there. Our job today is to unlock some stuff. We're gonna sit with this. My reflex action here is to go build a mining area, and we mine a bunch of iron ore. We smelt it to iron ingots, then we smelt the iron ingots to steel ingots, and then I've remembered that we have been stockpiling iron ingots over here, and we have a full box and then some. I'm going to put down a smelter, which is going to handle that task. I need to build some more smelters, don't I?
You've got a nice little batch of smelters going now, Breaker. Don't stop.
I'm going to take some fuel, and I'm going to hand load into you there. That'll produce some steel for us. We're going to need 100 steel ingots to do the upgrade, so we'll just wait for that to cook. That's going to take 10 minutes. And during that time, it's going to need a reload. The other thing I want to smelt is I want to smelt some limestone. This will make quick lime. And we want to make cement. That's the other thing we need to do for this upgrade. This is going to turn out quick lime faster than an inserter can make it. And this will turn out cement there. Why not? We'll have to reload these by hand, but this is strictly for the limited quantities we need in order to upgrade X-Ray. Now, while that's going, I did notice that in the process of running around and blowing up a few things to go places, I had picked up some Atlantum ore, and I grabbed all the Atlantum ore from the various boxes I left in. We got 234 of that, so we're good for now. We don't need to set up an Atlantum ore mine for this or anything. And then cooling systems, I put down an assembler and I made some cooling systems. And they wound up here. So we've got 474 of those. So let's go open that door while our X-ray upgrade is cooking. Oh, also, while I was doing all this, it just kept grinding away with the Mark III drill bits. And we opened up, I think we had research opened up before. We've got research We've opened up Foundry, Barracks, and Freight, and the elevator is stuck right now at the freight level. We're not going to unstick the elevator until we're ready to go onward to level 12. So, back at admin, and this is where we put the drills. Currently, the drill section is shut down. It's going to have to be upgraded to build bigger drills very soon. I could just delete this. So we are headed down to FH. So, downward. Just kind of take the obvious path toward it. Here we are.
This is some kind of medical facility. It was pretty rare that people got sick or hurt, but better safe than sorry. And we should be able to find a few upgrades in mint condition because of it.
So there's some background in there. I won't read it on screen, but when you're playing the game, go ahead and read the background for all the information. Medical protocols. Spoiler warning. I suppose it isn't a spoiler to say this. It's kind of a dystopian situation. I mean, things are not good. But, you know, desperate measures, right?
We used to get irritating notifications on our suits if we didn't spend enough of our free time with these vitamin D lights. A friend whose name and face I can't remember anymore showed me how to disable them. I think I'll go ahead and disable the notifications on yours, too. As far as I'm concerned, your vitamins are your business.
So we've got a number of things that we're scanning here that get us information. Another pressure. Can we pick that up? Nope.
I know the vibe of a giant broken surgical arm seems sinister in an abandoned hospital, but what doesn't seem sinister in an abandoned hospital? These things were great. They could do checkups right through your suit.
We're getting all sorts of things unlocked.
I was never this deep in the hospital. This is a much bigger arm, obviously for some kind of unexpected major trauma. Believe it or not, seeing this is encouraging. It's a reminder that we had plans within plans for every kind of failure you can imagine. All we gotta do is locate the giant robot arm version of what to do if the entire factory and everyone in it suddenly disappears. Breaker, this facility has the tech we need to get you out of your suit. Maybe we can finally hear your voice and figure out who you are. Give me a second and I'll initiate the removal protocol.
Ooh.
When a work suit is all that
chute.
stands between you and being killed by pretty much everything, they make it a little more complicated than pulling on a zipper.
Suit removal denied. Security clearance Sigma.
Oh.
Denied? We'll see about that. Colonel Paladin?
I'm sorry, Sergeant. Sigma is not a security clearance I possess.
Sir, how could that be possible? The only people who even outrank you are...
The only people who outrank me are not your concern. The Groundbreaker does not seem to be in danger or in pain. They are not disabled or impaired in their ability to construct the machines to meet our objectives. We are in no position to dwell on it. You will drop this matter.
Understood.
Okay. So they can't get me out of my suit. Who would outrank Paladin? He was running the ship, right? I think that's everything. Building. Yep. Boop, boop, boop. Got it all. That glow stick up because this. I'm going to use Recon to get back to the elevator. See how are we doing on the stuff to upgrade X-ray. These steel ingots are going to take a long time. Good Lord. I thought I said 10 minutes. I'm sure I said 10 minutes. Oh, 2 per minute. It's going to take an hour. Okay, so... Yeah, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to make some more of those smelters, and we are going to accelerate the process. I make smelter Mark IIs. I don't have ceramic tiles. I need to work out how to make ceramic tiles. Intermediates. There. Less flashy background. I don't think I have the technology to make ceramic tiles yet. The stuff I can't make in hand will show up on this list and just be purpled out. Okay, so we can't make ceramic tiles, so we can't actually make the smelter Mark IIs. Is too bad. And make smelters. And I'm going to upgrade this. I meant to put that down, so we're going to make 4 of these at a time. And I am going to pick you guys up. We are going to lay you out. I'm going to put just like that along this way. No, I'm going to need more space for this. Let's go vertical. Where do I want to? It's over the top. I do want to align it with the thing below. I need to go one higher to go. I am going to bring it all the way out to here. Got me 8 of them. So currently this doesn't need any electricity. We do need to bring up our fuel. Oh, we've got 13 of them. Let's put 12 of them down. Going to load the fuel in with a long inserter. That's 12. So fuel will come in here. And let's just bring the iron in. Well, wait a minute. If I put that in, that means it's 12 to 2, 6 to 1. Yeah, I'm going to preload as many of these as I can. And then I'm going to bring up more. So we are going to have a significant production of steel. Or let's see, actually if I did just 6 of these with this much, would in fact give me 100. That would be perfect. If I put in 250 in each one, okay, so we're going to hand load just enough. Try this again. Because we're hand loading, I don't need space for an input belt. I'm going to need 6 stacks of iron. I currently have well more than that. Could put a full stack in each one. We'll end up with extra steel. Okay, that's not too bad, because we have quite a lot of iron available to us. And let's gather all of our steel together. A couple of them at the end are off by 1. That's okay. This is going to be one of those. We're just doing this to gather things together. The output rate of these is 2 per minute, so I am in no danger of overrunning my inserters box like that. Way overkill on that. So this will do better. I should have a little bit of steel on me from before. Let's dump it in the box. Oh. How are we doing for 4? What? Apparently this guy goes through the limestone like crazy. We're going to have to do the same thing with him. And in fact, I think I'm going to feed him from my main limestone mine. I'm gonna put these guys over here. And we're gonna need bio brick as well, so we're gonna bring the bio brick off of here. And that means I need to make even more furnaces. Yeah. $22.5 per minute. It should be for 6. And I think I'm going to use 12 smelters again. And I actually ended up with an inserter making assemblers, and I let it run too long, so I have like way too many assemblers. There we go. Let's start it here. Oops. There's 12. bring in our fuel. And let's see, what are our rates? 67 per minute. I really want to put fast inserters in here. I built a bunch of those because often when I am making some intermediate parts, I'll have a guy that outputs a ton, mechanical parts, for instance, and your outputs are just slightly over 20 per minute. Start from this end. I really need to put my Mark II assemblers on a button here. F6. We are making cement. Input rate is, oh, this guy can take 180 per minute, quick lime in. We're doing 21 for each one of these. We've got 12 of them. That's 250 something. Well, that's more than 2 belts. So let's divide it up into thirds. So let's take 4 of these into each of these. Oh, actually, that placement was okay. What we'll do is we will put in I'm only going to get 20 each. This is making cement. And the output rate is almost the input rate. So I don't know what my actual output rate is. I'm not doing the math in my head as we go. I thought I had made enough belts for everything. We may be... If it's going to be 20 each, that'll fit on a belt. So the 3 inserters there is really more than is necessary. In fact, I can get that extra 1 per very easily. Go. And I'm going to find my cement and put it all in the box so we can just look at the box and find out if we have enough. We were already halfway there. So the cement's going to actually finish up pretty quickly. I will need to take this down promptly when the cement is done because I don't think we have any real use for cement. We're done with steel. We also don't have any real use for steel at this point. I'm going to grab all of this stuff that I set up and assure that it doesn't cause FPS problems. The whole point of doing that many machines is simply so that I could do this, make it and then tear it right down. $21 a minute, and it's a reduction of 6 to 4, and we've got 12 by 21 times 4 over 6 is going to be 8 by 21, which is 170 something. Real quick. 82. I don't think I'd even bother pausing the recording on this. I'm just gonna watch this go up. So once that hits the limit, I will take down the inputs, but I will let this flow through and finish up anything that it hasn't done. I don't really want quicklime to be in my inventory. I would just be dropping it in a box somewhere. Heidi, getting close. So if we did this by hand, well, we couldn't do this by hand, but if in theory we made quicklime into cement by hand, it would be 6-to-1 instead of 6-to-4. And same thing here, in theory, if we did this by hand, I don't think there's even in theory doing that by hand. Come on, 84. Oh, check this out. Yeah, we are potentially getting 1/3 of our production, and this one assembler is basically eating it all. Yeah, I forgot to account for the fact that my limestone supply is strictly limited. Don't really need to load 1,000 in, guys. We'll just let this run until we get our 100. Almost done. That'll be it. Okay, so I am going to pick up. Let's pick up this part. We'll stop consuming. And we'll pick up any of the furnaces that have no inputs or outputs of importance. Yeah. I'm looking at the quantities on the left, and I don't see any quicklime, any of them. So we're good to go. All of the transfers have worked. Anybody have any quicklime stuck in their inputs? Nope. But we are ready to pick all of this up. So we should now be ready to upgrade upgrade X-Ray. We have not left any automation of steel or cement going anywhere, so our frame rate is safe. Production terminal is downstairs, but we have this nice little teleporter. And that's our next place to get Atlantum is that ingot right there, that geode, I think she called it right there. Boop, boop.
I hope your assembly line for explosives is on point, Breaker.
Oh, it is.
Because you now have access to blast drills. Blast drills use mining charges instead of fuel, and instead of producing ore when you point them at a vein, they produce chunks.
So, let's take a look at what we just loaded up here. We can get blast drills and gravel threshing. This says basically if we have chunks, we can thresh it down to ore plus gravel. We can thresh gravel to sand. We can put 3 mining charges in a multi-blast drill, get 2 output. So that improves the output per drill, but is more expensive mining charges. It doesn't tell you here, but your base rate is that the blast drill cycles every 12 seconds, 5 times a minute. And if you put in extra, it always blows up all the charges. So 3 charges, this is 15, so we can take a long-handled inserter, 15 per minute. Next step up is going to be 5. That's going to be 25. Getting 25 per minute out of a system.
Chunks will open you up
crazy.
to producing raw blocks of calcite concrete, which you'll need to keep making new and interesting things for your base. And they'll do even more in the future, so start getting your blast drill situation in order.
Okay, handcrafting is now faster, should we decide to do that. Tracks, higher jump. It says that is, in my experiment, the level of if you jump up from one floor, the level of floor that you can move onto does not get any higher. I don't think HP Jump 2 does anything. Bullet compression, so we can make Shiverthorn extract gel, which is used in a number of things. Notice if you take 100 extract, you turn it into a gel, and you take 1 gel and you can thrash it back into 25 extract. So this is a loop you could use to get rid of extract. It's never a good idea in this game to simply get rid of something. Always box it up and leave it somewhere because you're going to need it later. Coolant density, that means our coolant is going to last longer. Yay! Atlantum, this means if we get Atlantum chunks, we can turn it into Atlantum powder and clay. And here's ceramics. We were looking for ceramics earlier. We can't do those yet. Also, at one point, we have a door that requires a relay circuit. And at one point, she said that we needed to concentrate on upgrading X-ray to get those. It's several levels above us. We can crash reinforced frames into their basic forms. And we have a bunch of parts we can now make. I am just basically unlocking everything as we go because we have the resources to do it.
Task inbound. Metal powders. Required for production of steel slabs.
So we need to make 10 blast drills to upgrade this guy. Go back to Victor and make some blast drills. I need some space to work in, and I need some assemblers. Let's see, blast drills, we're here. Blast drills require mining drills and reinforced iron frames and processor units. Okay. We have some processor units. Don't have any reinforced iron frames. Let's go make some of those real quick. First, iron frames. They are made from iron frames. And iron frames are made from iron. And we're taking it 75 per minute, and we're producing it 30 per minute, so yeah, that's overkill. That's got our reinforced iron frames, and we need to get some normal miners going. I think I am just going to load these up like that. So we'll make a batch of those. With that in mind, I need to get myself actually start off this guy. I need one of these guys out here, and I'm going to also make some more. So you're producing, and you're going to require processor units. Not currently producing them. Require electronic parts. Require copper cables. And those guys. That'll do a batch of those processor units. Basically, anytime I want to build something and I have less than a full stack in my inventory, I'll just go out and set up a machine building them and recursively work backwards. And now I am going to pause this. Check something. There we go. And we are paused. Okay, and we're back. And I turned up the music a little bit because it's nice music, and I hope it's not too loud. As the machines finished making the batches of stuff, I picked them up, which is the easy way to recover the batches. So I have 12 blast drills and a bunch of mining charges on me. Instead of going through the elevator, I'm just going to teleport right up to the top of X-Ray. Hello, X-Ray. Get some of those and some of those, and we upgrade you.
Did I mention how you need lots of explosives for those blast drills? Well, now you need even more of them for your blast smelters. Blast smelters open up a lot of possibilities, but their main job is producing metallic slabs. And you won't be able to build blast smelters until you figure out ceramics, so activating that on the tech tree should be your first priority. Hope you like dirt.
Okay, so to upgrade X-Ray now, I'm going to need iron slabs and copper slabs. And you get those by smelting iron and copper chunks. And you get those by using blast drills. So we need some blast drills and blast smelters in modest quantities. I have 2 blast drills in my inventory. And for blast smelters, we're going to need ceramic tiles. Hey, where have we seen that before? And ceramic tiles are not unlocked yet. Let's see here. Multi-blast. Bricks of various sorts. Basic refinement gets us slabs from chunks. Or infusion and threshing. During my last playthrough, I did not do a single round of ore infusion. I'll let you know. I don't know whether it's useful or better or worse or what. I'm just saying, I made it all the way through the game without doing any infusion. Craft speed. There's our blast smelters. There's our make slabs. Action of quicklime via blast smelting. Okay. Again, that's something I never did. So we need to scan some stack inserters on the research level somewhere. Probably behind a door on research that we haven't opened yet. Energy, that. And in science, we can make slabs into iron mechanisms and wire spindles and copper mechanisms. These are, if we think about ingots as the ingot tier of things, we've got iron frames and copper frames and so on. This is the slab tier of things. ceramics. Okay, so tiles are made from parts. Parts are made from clay, and clay is made from dirt. We all know that dirt is made from grass. We also get clay as a byproduct of something else. I think it's threshing chunks. We'll see. I have all the recipes written down somewhere, and the rates may not be correct. Ratios are, on the ones I used in my last playthrough, I've corrected the ratios. Some of the ratios were a little wrong. So our next unlock gets us relay circuits. So we want to see if we can work towards that.
Optimization. Manufacture and utilize slabs to increase production efficiency of mechanisms and components.
Once you get it up and running, making those basic mechanisms out of a few slabs instead of a ton of components is going to be a game changer. And there are even more optimized schematics yet to come.
So go back to Victor.
You didn't think you were squishing all that metal together for nothing, did you?
Task inbound. Ceramics. Smelt ceramic parts from clay. Clay is crafted or assembled from dirt, which can be crafted from raw organic materials.
Okay, so I need to do a quick little production line going from dirt all the way up to the ceramic parts and let that run for a bit. Let's see, I need a small vertical, say on F4. No, 5 by 5, we're gonna center it there. I'm just gonna stretch that out like that. I need a bunch of grass. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab one of my boxes full of grass. Let's grab one of the ones that's absolutely full. Put it right here. So grass, we need to turn grass into dirt. We could do plant matter. We could also do plant matter fiber. We're using plant matter fiber for other things. So let's just use that. Now you can run at 600 per minute, but we can't provide you with that much. We'll just do that. Now the dirt needs to be turned into clay. And the clay needs to be turned into ceramic parts. Oh, wait a minute. That's gonna be a smelter, isn't it? I'm gonna want to give you fuel manually. So the clay output here is really fast. Oh boy. So if we put, say, 3 rows of grass into each one of these. Oh, 600 in, 600 out. Holy sh... you can only take 56 in. Okay, clear limit. You get started. this is going to have to go to a bunch of smelters. Let's compact this a little bit more. Start with you over in this corner. That satisfies my sense of how this should go. I need to a little more like that. These nominally do 40 per minute. It's a little slower when you're putting it on a belt, so maybe that'll get me a I am going to across these guys down this way. This is an awful lot of effort for what's going to be temporary. Hold on. I'm going to break a rule. Some of these by hand. Okay, grass. There. So you're turning out a full belt. So we're going to get half a belt. We're going to get 60 per minute coming in. So that's going to keep that happy. Let's call it 120 per minute going out. So we're going to treat this as, let's see here. I do this. Now, what is my rate smelting this stuff? $80 per minute in, so so yeah, this will work. It's 80 per minute and very little out. So I just need a little more space here. You guys need to bring in your fuel. And you need to take out your stuff. It's only 20 per minute out. We can just use a normal inserter to cover our outputs. And I need fuel coming in. I'm gonna come in here, and we're gonna rotate. I'm gonna go up, over, just like that. Potential output here is 80 per minute. And then we need to take this and turn it into these guys, ceramic tiles. Let's just make absolutely sure that's what we need to make the blast furnace, especially the blast smelters. Yes. So 120 per minute, that's not going to... Output is 45 a minute. Those aren't going to do it. Okay, so now we need steel frames. Okay, I did not automate steel permanently. It may be time to start thinking about that. Steel frames require steel ingots. Now, I don't need very many of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my steel ingots into steel frames, and I'm going to put all of those into this guy. And I'm going to toss existing smelters in there. We can make more smelters. In fact, let's get that going. So we'll make a batch of smelters. We've got this guy making from here. That'd be 2 smelters become 4 blast smelters. This will be a whole bunch of blast smelters for us. We're going to be limited based on our steel frames. We've already got some. I'll let this run. That'll get us some more goodies for later. So now I need a place to do my slabs. Anywhere I've got iron and copper is okay. These are kind of awkward, but it'll work. Let's see here. I really only need to put down 1. So blast drills are on F1 and blast smelters are on F2. I'm going to put down a blast drill here. Point it back this way. I think we have more room going this way. Now, to get 5 per minute, we can, you know, there's a trick we can do to get 5 per minute. I need to bring explosives up. Well, no, I don't. I can just put some explosives in a box. We'll count up how much I need. We will be bringing them in here. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is just do a long inserter in a box. So every 12 seconds, we're going to get 2. We're going to spend 3 of the explosives to get 2 ingots. Oh, I've got a better idea. Okay, if I put explosives in here, this guy will take my proper rate. And I'm going to put some more over here. F3, my blast smelters. But you will also get explosives at that rate. And you'll be able to take chunks out of there. And that will put slabs out there. I'm going to put in 250 explosives here. So during our 12-second cooldown, okay, that's going to go through my explosives faster than it should, but I've got plenty of explosives for now. We're not going to let it run for very long. I'll just take out the explosives to stop it running. We'll leave the units in place for the future. I do want this to line up. Why you not let me line up? Did I align none of these? Okay, whatever. F1. One of these guys down. Down a box here. Actually, sorry. 2 boxes. Yeah, I just realized my confusion on F2 versus F3 there. And this should make me some copper slabs. I'm going to start by putting 1 explosive in here, get you going. Okay, and you are making slabs. We need 50 of each. So each cycle we're turning out 1 slab. Yeah, normally you would do more, or you would do something to limit how many of these guys got in. I'm going to pause the recording. I'm going to wait for this to get up to 50, and then I will grab everything. I think I'm just going to pick it all up through it. I will be back momentarily. On the other hand, this is going to take a while. Let's do a quick tour of the levels I opened up, which we haven't even touched. So I think we already ran around on here. Pretty sure we did. Yeah, I have my stairs up there. We've already run around and looked at stuff here. Foundry. Foundry's a cool level. Previous playthrough, I actually rebuilt the ground floor of the foundry, where I realized that this kind of a layout doesn't work very well.
This was one of our forge centers.
For now.
It was easier to centralize smelting in one place, especially since a lot of our ingots would get packed and sent to sectors above us for more advanced refinement. Fun fact, if you were somehow able to take your suit off in here when this place was going full blast, your body would have basically been like a marshmallow over a campfire.
I'll take it. Anyway, what I was saying was this kind of layout doesn't work very well with the smelters I'm currently using. But once I have smelters that run on electricity, it does work. I will come back and scan this whole building down this time. I'm not going to try to rebuild it. I'm not going to scan down part of it. We've got some stuff over there to scan down. And we have more stuff out that way. So there'll be some ruins to pick up and run around in. I think I remember some interesting things here. Let's see what our thingy gives. Do we have any fragments? We have no fragments. Have any upgrades? We have an upgrade. Oh, there it is. Omni scanner for the win. All cap 3, not important, but next to it was this nice little box that had some Mark II stuff in it. Anything else? Nope, no more upgrades. Any crates? Oh, thank you. You're showing me where the crate was that I just picked up. There's a crate over this direction. We're getting farther from the crate we picked up. Now we're getting closer to this crate. Let's go get it. It's got some decent. Any more? Oh, that's the one we already picked up. That's one we already picked up. One off that direction. Go to a smaller drill bit. Oh, right here. About that.
I don't remember what this place was for. Maybe there were groundbreakers who had put them together just to have a place of their own. A tent was always good enough for me, but I wouldn't blame you for wanting to build a little home away from home.
Nobody is monitoring who. Peter, you can speak freely. I want to know. Being Tarish, and let me remind you, for their own good. I'm telling them it was a mistake. I had that I was imagining things. So I'm at the monolith too. And what do they say? I don't think they care. They want it anyways. I see. Maybe we should work together.
These recordings are increasingly disturbing. It sounds as if this groundbreaker was not merely an agent of Pacific, but placed in some kind of isolation.
So what? Something down there was dangerous. They had a responsibility to tell everyone they could, and they didn't. They went back on it.
They were under duress. It isn't like you to be unsympathetic for one of your peers, Sergeant.
This is no peer of mine.
We are seeing more and more bad stuff. A little green spot up here, right? Just trying to grab all the stuff I can. Coolant and pure biobrick diesel. We will come to know and hate pure biobrick diesel. It is the final fuel And in the very, very end of the game, we will be using all of the pure biobrick diesel that we can produce. Now, I'm going to come back and scan all this stuff down. This is going to be another one of those multi-hour scanning things. Barracks. Barracks is another fun one. We've got a couple of things going on here. Let's go to the machine first. Not the machine, the actual room. Now, mind you, while we're doing all this, we're slowly building up a whole bunch of iron and copper slabs. So we'll have a little extra of those. That's all right. We will need those slabs to make other things. I may just leave those running. So we need 50 Atlantum ingots and 50 high voltage cables to get in here. I am thinking that we need to get Atlantum ingots produced somewhere. They said we needed Mark II miners to mine Atlantum. I am thinking that we actually can go straight to blast mining the Atlantum and get Atlantum slabs and then create ingots as we wish. But the slabs are going to be the long-term thing we want. Oh, we got the other direction from. This is the cool bit. We had the building over there, and then we had this.
Maybe it seems odd that we had entire facility blocks for agriculture since our suits automatically fed us. But the rate we burned solid fuel at completely justified it. The scientists tried everything they could think of to get us off solid fuel. I guess some things are meant to be.
So a lot of these planters actually have seeds in them. So this is a place to come. I'm going to tear this down. We're going to get a whole bunch of extra seeds, which we can then use to make more farms. I don't think we get planters directly, but we certainly get some materials. A beautiful building. As it turns out, I mentioned that the smelter layout wouldn't work for us until we had smelters that could take electricity. This planter layout is nice and compact, but it doesn't supply electricity anywhere but the bottom row. Planters can't take in electricity through their sides. It has to come in through the bottom. So if we rebuilt this, the planters would be taller. 2, 3. It's basically 4 high by, I think it was 16 long. We can count them some other time. There's a lot of them. And we can't use this layout, so I will just scan down this entire building. And there's a green spot I'm going to pick up. Back here somewhere. Maybe I have to scan my way to it, really. Here somewhere. There it is. Universal seed pods and unstable seed pods. Cool. So unstable and universal seed pods are part of that whole mechanism for taking some seeds of any kind and making a lot more seeds of every kind. And notice I didn't say both. Spoilers! There's more kinds of seeds than we have. I suppose that isn't a big spoiler.
This looks like an area that was used strictly for transit. Conveyor belts, monorail tracks, HVCs, that sort of thing. A lot of effort goes into getting things from A to B. The best groundbreakers don't forget it.
This is a huge Atlantum face. You can see on the map in front of us. Basically, the Echo Sketch will show us our various ores, anywhere that ore has an interface to air. So what we've got is a huge, huge Atlantum geode. And the inside of it is actually got some air pockets in it, little rooms. I am going to really quick F1. Still needs to be my scanner. So F1. Check this out. Inside the Atlantum Geo. This is so cool. Now, obviously, when we get to where we need all of the Atlantum in the game, you come through and you basically mining charges to explode all of speckly stuff, and then you start using the Mark II miners and blast drills to pick out this stuff. We probably won't need to do that. Oh, interesting.
This route within Sector Zulu. I told you, I can feel the energy. Now, all I have to do is never add direction. And emerge someplace convincing enough to... everywhere. Eventually. And if we don't... then sometimes the contingency is you just tell people the truth.
Before we go to level freight, I'm going to go back to Victor and we're going to get X-ray upgraded. I'm feeling a little nervous about the whole slab situation here. We've run out of explosives. We only have 42 of them. Oh no! Get ourselves a couple more stacks of explosive. I was sure that we were going to get the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to go put a whole 500 in each one of these. And I've just noticed this recording is at 1 hour and 20. So we have 42 of each slab for 1 hour and 20. I am going to cut the recording and start the next episode. And this episode will be titled X-Ray Upgrades. We'll start the next one with the final upgrade to X-Ray. I'll start recording when I've got enough slabs to do that, and then we'll go to 11. But something special happens at 11 eventually. Leave it there.